We've been settling into a routine here in Texas. The weather is piercing hot this time of year, so our mornings start early. We are house sitting with trusted house sitters over the next few months as a way to explore our own country. The last several years, our travels have taken us across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. We sometimes forget that the US is a huge place and there is so much out there for us to see. So we're taking you along with us on a cross-country road trip, showing our daily life in America and exploring lesser-known parts of this country we call home. Penny is a 1-year-old French bulldog and is the main reason we are here. But there are also some other pets in the house, a fish tank full of all sorts of critters, including these snails, as well as a separate ecosystem for a turtle named Pebbles. It's Penny and Pebbles' house, and we're just happy they're sharing it with us for free. Check out our link in the description below to become a host or to find a house sit for your next travel adventure. So we're heading to another little town west of Kyle called Wimberley. And, you know, we talk a lot of smack about the US not having like any culture. It's not that there's no culture, it's just you have to make an effort to go see it. So that's what we're going to do. On our way to go drink and eat, we're gonna make a pit stop at a pioneer town. So it should be interesting. Just when I was saying that the US doesn't have any culture, the first little house here at Pioneer House, it's a whole house made of bottles, like liquor bottles. And this note on the door says, it's not uncommon for some towns in the Old West to have a bottle house, usually built from beer or champagne bottles from the local saloon. These houses were a monument to the town's drinking ability. And some local character is willing to spend his time putting the empties into a house. Isn't that hilarious? It'd be quite sturdy because it's glass, Max. Like, that's not a bad use of recycling.
What do you think Fairfield's bottle house would be like?
Be a mansion.
Yeah, a pretty big one.
That's cool. I like the different color ones too. There's some dark ones and some green ones. And actually they make out a pattern on the other side of the door, which is quite artistic. Yeah, I'll turn you around.
This looks like a Star Gate.
Oh my gosh, it does! How interesting. Yeah, it says Pioneer Town.
As soon as you walk down this first street, you can definitely tell this is more of like an outdoor museum, and I think it's pretty kid friendly. Like, this would be a fun place to take kids. I don't think anything here is all that authentic, but with that said, I can definitely picture the old towns looking like this. And it's kind of like what we were saying yesterday when we were in Lockhart. Like, a lot of these towns in Texas, they just kind of have this feel. And I don't really know how to describe that or what that is specifically, but it's probably something to do with the architecture. And just everything was centrally located. You needed a saloon, you needed a place for entertainment, like the Opera House here.
The newspaper, they've got a little Pioneer Gazette.
You've got the newspaper building here, a hotel, barbershop, cafe.
This is cool. Yeah, you only really see these types of buildings in movies. Everything's been modernized. And that's kind of, I think we were talking about that yesterday, how these American towns have just kind of lost their charm because of modernization. Whereas like in Europe, they really preserve their old towns and like their old buildings as like historic places. Whereas, like Max said, maybe this place just like popped up and there was no more industry to keep the town alive. That's also with a lot of small towns in America these days now too. Like, they're just dying because there's no industry anymore. Everyone's having to move to the cities to find work. This is a legit log cabin. Like, these are where people used to live. You've got the wood planks here, sealed with clay. And yeah, they've got some mannequins in here, reenacting what daily life might look like in the 1800s. Shut. Even the church is closed.
It's maybe a little hokey, a little corny, but if you're in Wimberley, it's a cool thing to check out. Doesn't take more than 10 minutes to walk around the whole town, and it's free. How can you argue with free?
Okay.
Cheers.
Look at the color differences.
One of Sydney's biggest tells that she's from Iowa is that she loves ranch on pizza. I think I would have probably gone for the hot honey. That sounded good, but when it comes to ranch and pizza, Sydney will not be denied.
If you know, you know. It's one of those things. If you don't, too bad for you. We're sipping some of our brews. We got one more beer, but I think we need to be cut off after this, so we closed out. But we're now gonna go see the goats on this property. Apparently there's 74 Nigerian dwarf goats. No idea what that means, but apparently they're just like roaming around, and you can actually go on like goat walks here. They have goat yoga. Super cool. I mean, we're here on a Tuesday and it's kind of dead, but I feel like on a Friday night, Saturday, even during the day, this would be awesome.
Yeah, it's such a unique concept, and it's all goat themed, so I love that they actually have the goats. That's so cool. It's kind of like, I don't know, what would you say? This is like a farm or a ranch or
Yeah,
something?
definitely like a ranch. Absolutely.
Oh, and we have to mention too, the pizza was insane. It was so good.
So delicious.
That was a fantastic pizza.
Yeah.
And as Sydney said, it should be for $18, but that said, it was really, really good.
I went for the Real Science IPA. It's a hazy. Very, very delicious. And Max, what have you tried?
I tried the German Pilsner first, really good, classic Pilsner. And then I went for the New Zealand Pilsner, which is so interesting. It's like hoppy.
Look at it. It kind of looks like an IPA almost, but it's a Pilsner.
Yeah, it's hoppy and a Pilsner. I don't know how that works, but it's really good.
Shout out to our friend Scott for suggesting this brewery.
All the way from Australia.
Go follow his channel. I'll link it up above. And yeah, let's go see some goats. Oh my god. Penny's gonna be so jealous.
It's gonna be like, what does that smell? Didn't expect anything different.
I guess the goats like beer, which, you know, doesn't surprise me. They literally live on a brewery. Kind of comes with the territory, eh? The goats are so weird. I don't think I've been around this many goats. It's like their pupil. Why is it slanted like that? Is it the sign of the devil?
There is something about that.
I know. I want to know like what that lore is. Kind of get the feeling that like anything goes here in Texas. Like there's not a lot of laws to say like you can't have 74 Nigerian goats just like on your property.
Oh, it gets crazier than that. There's people that have like tigers here.
Is the Tiger King from here?
I don't know if he was
Or
Texas,
Florida.
but like that would track, you know.
Yeah.
You can, yeah. There's not a lot of laws. People have like lions, all sorts of exotic animals. Oh, that'll be oh my god. He's like, yeah, more of that, please. Here. Now they're all coming over. They're like, what's going on here?
If you give a mouse a pancake, remember that story? Did you ever read that story?
It sounds familiar.
Give a mouse a pancake, they're gonna want chocolate milk, and then they're gonna want that. It's like if you give a goat an IPA,
it's gonna want the whole thing.
It's gonna want the whole keg. We were talking to the bartender who was, obviously pouring our brews, and he apologized that it wasn't as busy as it normally is. He says the heat really, people just stay at home with the heat. Or what did he say exactly?
Yeah, he just said, the heat kind of kills their business because, who wants to come out on a evening when it's not going to be below 90 degrees before 8 p.m., And it's not like this place is really close to anything else. So if you're coming out here, this is your night.
Yeah, it's a commitment. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, in between towns. So I can see why it wouldn't really be possible to just come after work for most people, but that's another thing about this Texas heat. People like to just stay home and stay indoors in the summer.
And that's so opposite of what we think with the summer is the one time we can take advantage of being outside.
You almost feel guilty if you're inside. At least growing up, it's you want to be outside all the time because it's so precious. That's the thing, time is so precious. The seasons are so precious to us who, battle through 5-month-long winters.
Yeah, I feel like we were supposed to have a little more suspense to all of this, but I think it's pretty obvious where we're heading with this. We are not going to be moving to Texas anytime soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out officially, but anytime soon, I don't think so.
Lovely place to visit.
Great place to visit.
Next time we'll come in February.
Remember when I said yesterday I wasn't interested in getting more barbecue?
You said that?
Yeah, I did, after we went to Black's. But here we are, now at another establishment, Salt Lick.
The original Salt Lick. This is another one that has a few different locations now, but this is the original. And it has the longest continually operating open fire pit that I just took a look at, and it was really exciting. They let you back there and you can feel the heat. My face is so warm. You can see him flipping the ribs, and it's just a big fire pit of meat.
So Penny's parents actually left us a bottle of barbecue sauce from this place, and we tried it a few nights ago, and there was a tangy barbecue sauce, something we've never had before.
Yeah,
so
very different than Black's.
We figured we were on our way home, it was on the way from the brewery, we had to stop.
I had to stop.
You had to stop to try a few things.
So you got pork ribs, beautiful sausage, way at the bottom, some sliced brisket.
So the Holy Trinity, that's what you got yesterday?
The Holy Trinity.
I got pulled pork. That's usually the only thing I get at barbecue places. Pulled pork, pretty standard. This looks like the sauce that Penny's parents gave us. So I'm gonna put a little in that. It's really tender.
Good?
Silky. And this barbecue sauce is so unique. It's vinegary.
The ribs are good. Very smoky, which is awesome. I wouldn't say they're the most tender ribs I've ever had. They're kind of chewy, but the flavor's there. So there's the brisket. It's got the red lion on top, so that's always a good sign. Probably shouldn't say this too loud in here, but I think Black's is better.
I probably could have told you that.
But it's still better than anything we can find back home. So, and the setting's awesome. And it was really cool to see the open pit.
Yeah, I think it's cool that all these barbecue places like have their kind of claim to fame. Like Black's was like the longest family-owned establishment. This place is like the longest standing oven that's been lit. Or how do they say it?
Open pit.
So the pit's been burning for years. Decades?
Decades.
Decades.
If you're in town, it's worth the stop, and the venue is awesome. They also do like live music here too, which I think would be really cool to see.
Another night, another barbecue joint down. What will be next?
She just like goes limp. Well, it probably sounds really funny from a Midwesterner, because Midwesterners are known to flee our part of the country in favor of places that are warmer. But man, is it warm here. It doesn't feel like a tropical beach vacation. It feels like you're just trapped inside a dog's mouth or something. We are approaching one of the worst times to be in Texas, especially Central Texas, when it is both hot and humid, and then when the heat breaks you get crazy storms. But with all that said, this is a really nice neighborhood to walk around. We really enjoy just checking out all the cool houses. There's some really nice houses back here, and then the lake area that Sydney's been walking every morning. What are your thoughts on Texas heat?
I think I finally understand the reason behind these snowbirds. Like, we're obviously on a journey of like trying to figure out where we belong and like where the perfect place is, but maybe the perfect place just doesn't exist. You have so many people in the Midwest who split their time between the South in the winter, right? Yeah, the South in the winter, and then the summer back home, because it's just like the most ideal climates for both. You escape the extreme winter and you escape the extreme summer. I don't know if I can handle this Texas heat year round. It's intense, and it just makes you want to stay indoors, which is really sad in the summer. Unless you have like access to a pool, which we don't at the moment, it's really hard to stay active, I would think.
I will add that we have been to Austin before, and that time we were here in March. So this isn't our first experience of Texas, it's just our first experience of Texas summer. But we're well aware that it's a nice place to be in the winter and the early spring. But right now, I think I'd take Milwaukee over this.
I was thinking the same thing. I think I would take an extreme winter over having to live in an extreme summer. I don't know. Is that a hot take?
Yeah, it's a tough debate, because I think when it's a cold winter, at least you can like put a jacket on and a hat, and you can, kind of dress yourself up, and you can last outside for at least a couple hours as long as you're well dressed for it. Here in the heat, there's nothing you can do. I mean, everyone's in shorts and a t-shirt. That's about all you can do.
Can't say enough good things about this little community here in Kyle. We're kind of in by this golf course. I don't know if these homes are affiliated with this golf course or not, but it's really peaceful. Like, I love all these trees. That's my one thing about suburbia, is that there's no trees and you feel like so open and like exposed almost. Like, this house has no tree and it just feels like it's so odd. Then again, there's parts of Kyle that feel like a little small town, like what we saw yesterday driving through the little city center. And there's a section of Kyle that has, the Costco, the Chick-fil-A, the Target, that feels very open. I think it's right off of I-35, the major highway. That definitely feels like suburbia. But then again, you're like 30 minutes from the city, which is so cool. to have such a great city that accessible.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the idea of suburbs in general, right? Is that you're not in the chaos of the city, but it's there for you and it's accessible. And we've found it very easy to just go into Austin. We haven't been to San Antonio yet, but that's definitely on the plans too. And Kyle's kind of nice because it's not right in the middle. It's closer to Austin, but it's far enough along where San Antonio is only like an hour drive. So you have two major metropolitan areas kind of at your disposal. And yeah, that's kind of the funny thing about the trusted house sitters thing is like we're approaching everything so differently for two reasons. One is the weather. Like normally we would just be out in the city exploring all day, but that doesn't even sound remotely fun in this weather. And then two is having Penny. We don't want to leave Penny for too long. She's fine for a few hours by herself, but we don't want to just abandon her.